Hey, beautiful people of the internet, my name is Ryan, and we made it! Today marks the end of my agreement with y'all to make one video per week for one whole year. Success! We're gonna ignore the fact that I actually missed or posted late on at least 4 videos because here at For the Love of Ryan, just like an half-empty wine bottle that we're faking is champagne, we're all about the appearance of glamour instead of the actual substance of success. Success! To celebrate reaching this milestone, I'm gonna do 3 extra videos 3 days in a row, and you are watching the first one of those. 3 videos, the past, the present, and the future of this channel. Disclaimer, come on, get over here now. Have a seat, have a cup of hot chocolate. Grandpa Ryan's gonna tell you a story. 1 year ago today, I started posting weekly videos. I made random videos each week about theater, or traveling, or running, or whatever boring crap made me bored. I made emotional videos, and I made videos where I tried to be funny, and mostly failed at being funny and ended up being emotional. And pretty often I made videos about books, about literature, or reading, or writing. But before I ever posted a weekly video, there was one tiny little video that gave me my start on YouTube. And that one video is different than any other I've ever done. And by different, I mostly mean worse, but also different. Today's past celebration video is the story of that first video. Here's how it went. My first ever video, before I ever posted weekly videos, was filmed while I was traveling in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam, and also in an airport in Ireland. Don't worry, I'll include a link to the video that we are talking about on the end screen of the video that you are currently watching. So I was super excited for this trip to Europe. I was gonna be in a small town in the Netherlands for about a week, and then I was gonna have 24 hours in Amsterdam, and then 2 days in Paris before flying home. And on the train to Amsterdam, on the train between this small town going into Amsterdam, I'm sitting and I'm looking out the window at the buildings flash by, and I can't stop thinking about Hazel and Gus from The Fault in Our Stars. The movie had just come out, and I had just spent an entire semester at school distracting myself by watching every single Vlogbrothers video that had ever been posted. And basically I was just realizing for the first time in my life how important these fictional people were, and these people I never met were. Hazel and Gus from a book, and John and Hank from Vlogbrothers. And so I'm sitting there on this train into Amsterdam, a city that Hazel and Gus loved so quickly, and that I'm gonna have to love pretty quickly as well because of travel restraints, and I'm writing, and I'm also planning out what I'm gonna do while I get to the city. That night I have an amazing time. I walk all over the city, I try all of the food, there are couples holding hands everywhere, children climbing on everything, and I spend 2 to 3 hours before I go to bed, after dark, walking along the canals, just looking at the lights reflecting in the water. The next morning I wake up and I go for a run, and I stop dead in my tracks because I see what I think is the sculpture Funky Bones from back home near Indianapolis. And of course it wasn't. And maybe it was just this weirdly similar piece of art, or maybe my crazy sleep-deprived reaction to it, but I felt that I needed to record that experience and share it with others. I needed to make a video, and I needed to say why it was important to me. So that's what I did. I didn't have a camera, and I didn't have a script, and I didn't even have a plan really, but I grabbed my Mac computer from the hostel, and I went back to the park. I went back to the place that I'd been emotionally moved, and I used my Mac FaceTiming camera, and I tried to record what had moved me. So that's the story of my first Mac FaceTime camera video, but it's also a pretty good metaphor for what the entire last year has been like. Sometimes I've done well at it, and sometimes pretty badly at it. But regardless, I've tried to go to the emotional place every time and tell a story that is sad, or happy, or way too sentimental, probably way too sentimental, whatever, as long as it's true and it's vulnerable. So to y'all, I owe a big thank you for hanging out with me for this last year. If you've liked, or subscribed, or commented, or watched any of these videos, I appreciate you. I'd say we're doing pretty well here. How exactly are we doing, Ryan? What are the current state of affairs? Well, thank you for that super helpful transitional question, and I'll answer that question in tomorrow's video. I'll see you all tomorrow. Best wishes! And then my brain finally caught up with my eyes, and I realized I wasn't looking at Funky Bones back in Indy. And I was hit hard by the thought of Hazel and Gus and the fear of oblivion. And I thought how they would like this piece, where children could slide on the bones and forget that they were bones.